Hey guys, I'm Rinwin.
I'm Maya.
I'm Kevin. Das hat. We're on. Wake up.
What?
You're alive!
I'm Das hat!
Anyway, so this week we're going to be
Still
talking
here?
about...
By the way, welcome to BuzBanter for those of you who didn't know.
We're going to be talking about the 3DS, which is sort of a belated update because this did come out a long time ago. But I just recently upgraded to a 3DS. I sold my DSi so I could upgrade to a 3DS. And I just wanted to quickly talk about that experience. Okay, so the biggest difference between the 3DS, other than the 3D, and the DSi is that, and the normal DS is the application. The DSi also had applications, but there's definitely a lot more better options for applications as well. There's this 3D Pokédex that's this really nifty little game that you can just collect. You scan in codes and you collect Pokemon and whatnot if you want to see the 3DS. You can also take 3D pictures, which is still on the works there. The quality is not so great. And also, just like the Wii, you can make a Mii, which is really exciting for me. I don't know why.
I love making hideous ones.
The biggest problem I had was because, I have a big nose. And whenever I try to make a Mii based on my picture, I end up looking like this really, they make this huge, parody of my nose, and I just get so upset every time.
Like Usopp from One Piece. His nose is like Pinocchio.
You should have seen a caricature Cuban street artist did of my father. His lower jaw, almost completely right with his Adam's apple. Okay, it was just horrifying.
So I did end up changing that. I'm smaller.
Oh.
So how's the 3D gaming?
It's alright. I have a big problem with depth perception. So when I'm playing, the game I have right now is Mario 3D Land. And when I'm playing, if I have the 3D on, I'll always miss the block.
Right.
And when I turn it off, I can hit it accurately. So I think my eyes are just kind of retarded that way. My brother, who's 8 years old, he also has a game slot in here. Can play in 3D, no problem. But there's a problem, you have to not move if you're playing in 3D, because the slightest bit of movement will alter the image. And I guess it makes sense because 3D is 2 images on top of each other and whatnot. Right. Also in the new Marios, I guess they've been doing this for the Wii, you can have 999 lives max. And it's just whoa, back in my day, we could have 99 max, and you're lucky to get 20 extra lives.
Back in the days of Contra, you had to use the Konami code to get 99 lives.
And my brother yesterday was so frustrated. He's crying his eyes out. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I can't beat Mario. I had 400 lives, and now I have 300. And I'm just like...
Son, you've used more lives than we ever got the maximum of.
I know.
Yeah.
And you've still got 3 times that left.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
But there's this really, I love, I think the PSP Vita has this as well, this Street Pass, which you can interact with other Nintendo 3DS players, and you can go into the mall and pick up the Mii Plaza, not the mall, the Mii Plaza, and you'll just see other people's Miis as well, and it's really nifty to see, again, nifty.
The Vita's a little different, where you don't actually see other people, you kind of see their users and what they're playing right now. Then you can add them on the PSN network, and then you can be like, nice, now I have someone to play Street Fighter with on my Vita.
But,
Now I have a friend.
I have one quick question.
Yes.
Now, obviously you have problems with the 3D, but I can see that there would be games where it's appropriate and where it's enjoyable.
It
But
looks really good.
It does look fine. Do you find yourself playing with it on or off?
Off. It's easier for gameplay, but then again, like I said, it might just be my eyes. Even with 3D movies, it takes me a while to adapt to 3D. And I don't know if it's just a generation thing or whatnot, but like I said, it takes me a while to adapt. And so when I'm trying to play, when it's in 3D, it's my perception of everything is totally off, and I end up dying more, losing a life or whatnot. But as soon as the 3D is off, so it's easier for me to play with 3D off. But I definitely, when I'm just looking for aesthetics, I'll play with it on.
The thing is, the last couple of trade shows I've gone to, they actually had 3D gaming up on there. It's no easier on a larger screen, wearing glasses, and anything really.
It's still just somewhat gimmicky.
Does it actually add anything to the gameplay, or is the game just as good, if not better, without it?
It's just as good. I think it's just as good, but I'm not hating on 3D. I think 3D's, I like it, you know, like.
I definitely think it's a gimmick
it's
of the
a,
generation.
yeah, it's a, I think it's like something that a lot of people are trying to move towards, and if it's done right, I think it can succeed.
Love Plus succeeded. They have Love Plus in 3D.
Zelda looks amazing in 3D. And Zelda's one of those games you play just for the, like, not just for the looks, of course, you know, there's gameplay, but
the look is just a big part of it.
It's a huge part of it.
There's Dynasty Warriors with 3D now as well, and it's gorgeous. Like, all the armor, it's just...
And you definitely don't play Dynasty Warriors for gameplay.
Well, yeah, you do. It's good when you're angry.
Yes, it is. I'm the greatest mass murderer in history.
No.
I'm a single-man army.
No, because, like, you know, you read through Romance of Three Kingdoms, you want it to go a different way. You murder everybody that caused your ancestor to die. Guan Yu is my ancestor, so...
There's this program that this application that the 3DS has called Insurance Animations, and it's $6, I think. And it's definitely worth checking out because especially since if you had a DSi and you used Flip Notes. Now, Flip Notes was interesting because it's this first handheld animation kind of application. It's very limited. You can only have, the paints you had was like blue and red, and the most you can do was like onion ring. This new animation, like I said, it's still handheld animation. If you actually want to do serious animation, it's probably not for you, but for like nice, quickie, interesting, experimental animation, this is probably something you want to check out because it has layers, it has a variety of color options. You can have different frames for each layer as well. So it's a lot more complicated kind of animation program, especially for a handheld. I'm really impressed. I haven't used it. I haven't made an animation yet. I have experimented with it a little bit, and it's definitely, and it's only $7. I mean, Photoshop itself is like $1,000. So, and Flash...
It's free if you go to U of T. Technically, we can still get it for free.
Yeah.
Why did no one tell me this?
You can also get Coral Painter,
you can get a whole bunch of software from
Microsoft Word. You can get them all for free. You just have to go downtown and be like, yo, I need this. Bring your laptop and they just hook you up.
Yeah.
Why was I not told of this?
Well, you graduated.
Well, you graduated like 1,000,000 years ago, Das Hat.
Maybe they didn't have Microsoft Word back then. Maybe they only had that annoying paperclip. And they would just look at you.
Actually, yes, they did.
You're making a letter.
Actually, yes, they did. I remember when that little guy turned into a bicycle and rode off when I hit the little X and told him to go to hell.
You should make him in 3D. There's a market for this.
No, there is not. That is my point. There is not a hard enough market for this. If it actually added something to the experience, then I could say, all right, fine, I'll just grunt through the half-an-hour headache to get used to it.
I think Gravity Days and Dream Drop Distance for Kingdom Hearts, the 3DS game, does have use the 3D function to its full, it's close to its full potential.
Yeah.
Because your characters are, you can navigate them as they're falling through the screen, and that you can only truly do with 3D.
Right,
and flying.
Right, but the problem that you run into then is, every time you're going to have a game that uses 3D to its fullest potential, it'll be some sort of a platformer or exactly what you're describing. Moving
through an open space.
Moving through space.
And destroying buildings along the way, so that you can go through the space and not die a terrible death.
You're just like flying, like...
It looks visually impressive. It looks visually impressive, no doubt.
So wait, hang on. The falling scene from Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2.
Kind of, yes.
Basically.
Yes.
You're falling along with buildings, because you dropped off, and then you're like, no, you! No, you!
Oh, the problem is, as soon as QuickTime sequences were implemented, people thought, oh yes, this looks amazing. It's kind of a cool add-on to have onto a game in some respects. And now they're everywhere, they're ubiquitous, and they're annoying.
And they're being turned into 3D.
There doesn't... What I'm worried about is games unnecessarily adding these sequences on for no better reason than to have something that looks good and necessary for 3D.
Gravity Days is a whole game where you control gravity, so that is a requirement that you either fly or fall through the air to like fight other bosses that can also.
So you're basically using it as a 6-axis.
That's fair enough, but that's just one game, and
Yeah,
that's a game where the main focus is on that. And I'm not saying anything against that.
Yeah.
The problem is when this brings its way over into like a Halo game.
So like when it saturates the gaming market,
Exactly.
it becomes ridiculous.
You reminded me of something pretty awful. You know that the Titanic 3D movie?
Yes.
It's not being there's you know the scene where
Her hand comes up on the.
Leonardo is like drawing her, right?
Yes.
Apparently, the Chinese government has taken it out because they said they're afraid that the audiences will feel that the 3D is so real that the perverts in the audience will try to reach for her nakedness.
Oh my gosh!
So they took out the scene.
I hope we're cutting this from the script.
You could.
I have absolutely no response to that.
But that's one of the things where 3D will probably not survive in the Chinese market. Because,
So what do you guys think?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Do you think 3D will saturate the gaming market? If you do, how? If not, why not? Do you think the 3DS is a good idea? Have you picked one up?
Brilliant. I love
That's
it.
our show for today. I'm
Oh,
Kevin.
Sorry.
I'm Doss Hat.
I'm Merlin.
I'm Maya.
Please subscribe, like.
All that good stuff. Links down below to check out everything.
Marita's 3D.
Yeah.
And have a good one, guys.
My kidneys are failing.